body parts. They've been selling body parts. That's old. That's not new. That's why black people don't like to go to hospitals. They go to get their toes clipped, their fingernails clipped, and they wake up and their foot's gone.
They've been utilizing the organs of black people for years, the organs and the body parts and the members of African American people, and that goes back to George Washington. There's a long time myth that George Washington had wooden teeth. We've heard that myth growing up in school. The reality is George Washington did not have wooden teeth, because common sense will tell you you can't put wood in your mouth, it gets wet, and wet wood is useless. What George Washington did, he had the teeth of his African slaves yanked out of their mouths, and he made dentures out of these teeth, and they're on display. His dentures are on display at museums right now. And that just goes to show members disfigured and mutilated for the betterment and benefit of the dominant society.
In America, at least 2,500 black people go missing every year. At least. Never to be found again, not killed enough, you just don't find them again. Why doesn't that number ever go down? How can you constantly have the same amount of people? Are you trying to say the same killers go out and murder the same amount of people every year? No. Somebody is taking black people off the street. There's been stories on this. Kidnapped by the government. Kidnapped by organ traffickers.
Drive-by shootings is organ stealing.
I'm worth $50 million and I need a kidney. And you know, kidneys are pretty sensitive. You gotta find somebody who really got the kidney that matches yours. You think I'm gonna wait till somebody dies for me to get one? If I don't get one soon, I'm gonna die. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pay some.
On the Health Watch, could the secret to eternal youth be found in blood transfusions from young people? Health reporter Stephanie Stahl has more on a controversial new treatment that's being tested.
Transfusions with young blood from teenagers. Some claim it can reverse the aging process. It's being tested in patients over the age of 35 as part of a clinical trial called Ambrosia, where people paid $8,000 to get the rich growth factors found in blood plasma platelets.
It's pretty much people from most states, people from overseas, from Europe and Australia.
Results of the trial have not been published, but Dr. Jesse Karzeman, who plans to open a business selling young blood, says patients who've had it say they feel amazing. And he says he's seen evidence of reversing the aging process in rats.
Their brains are younger, hearts, their hair, if it was gray, it turns dark again.
There's also been encouraging Alzheimer's research using young blood at Stanford.
Harvest organs, how they go after young black women, black males for their parts, or go after, young people for their organs. People will look at you sideways, but this is honestly fact, and everybody needs to know this, that melanin is being sold on the market, bone marrow is being sold on the market, everything, hearts, livers, kidneys, whatever comes to mind is being sold on the black market right now to probably these elitists that you see living 100, 110, whatever, how many years old, okay? That's why they're living so long. And blood, of course, all that other stuff. But I wanted to really get into sacrifices. And really, on Halloween, they get a 2-for-1 deal when it comes to this.
Dozens arrested in the corruption sweep, but what Isaac Rosenbaum is accused of kind of stands out. The FBI says he was buying and selling kidneys, making a huge profit. In the complaint against him, the feds say they sent in an undercover agent along with this man, Solomon Dweck, an informant. They told Rosenbaum they wanted to buy a kidney. He agreed, at one point saying, "I'm doing this a long time," then warning the pair, "Let me explain to you one thing. It's illegal to buy or sell organs, so you cannot buy it. What you do is, you're giving a compensation for the time." Well, that compensation was $160,000, and he wanted half up front. When asked why so much, the agent says he responded, "One of the reasons it's so expensive is because you have to schmear all the time." The agent understood schmear to mean pay people to look the other way. Hello, hi, my name's Phil Lipoff. I'm with Channel 7. Could I just speak to you for 1 minute? At his home in Brooklyn, his wife told us through the door to go away.